Hello everybody, Amanda here. So, today we're talking about raising a child with special needs, and I am making this video because of things that have been happening, regarding things between me and my son, between me and my son and my mother, and just the dynamics and everything. And I think it's important to discuss this because it's very difficult to raise kids as it is, but when you add special needs with behavioral problems, there is no there's nothing that tells you when you have a child this is the way to raise a child. There's no instruction manual. Yes, I know that they have all these books and everything, but it's trial and error, honestly. And you're going to make mistakes, and when you do, you learn from them, and then in the future you make different choices, so you have better and healthier outcomes with your children. Hello, Shadow. So my son is 15, and he's at the age where he wants to have more autonomy and go hang out with his friends and that sort of thing. I completely understand that. I remember being a teenager. It wasn't that long ago that I was a teenager, and I understand where he's coming from. So we have been letting him hang out, with his friends, in, the town over, and the thing is that things have been, not going, there have been things that have been happening. So first off, one of the kids, did something that was very, very alarming, and it dragged my son into it. And this person was pretending to jump off of a bridge. Now, what it was is there was a ledge on the other side that he was jumping on, and my son and the other kids that was with him did not know that, and they thought he was literally jumping. He terrified them. He thought it was a big joke, and then he was begging them not to tell anybody. Don't tell my parents, don't tell your parents, don't tell anybody's parents, don't tell anybody. And for me, I'm sorry, it doesn't matter if you do something like that. Somebody needs to know. And it wasn't my son, but one of the other kids was so freaked out that they did call the police, and the police did absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. They did not bring him to the hospital to be evaluated. That is ridiculous. I don't understand. I don't understand. And this person also was using the N-word to my son. I don't think so. I do not think so. And also, this person has been pressuring and telling my son not to take his medication because he needs to learn how to deal with his disabilities without medication, because that is what he is doing, and my son needs to learn how to do the same. And it's like, I don't think so. You, young man, you and your parents can do whatever you want to do, but my son is not gonna follow down your little rabbit hole. It's not gonna happen. So right now, I am not allowing my son to hang out with this person. This person is clearly in need of help, and this person's parents does know what happened, because that night, that happened when he, the cops were called, and so it's on record that the cops were called, and now his parents know, and my son and him see the same counselor, So when we went to the counselor, I didn't name any names, and I didn't have to. He knew who I was talking about. I said certain things happened, and this happened, and because he's a mandated reporter and everything, of course he's going to have to, do whatever he's got to do. But that is not okay. That behavior is unacceptable to me. If other people's parents are okay with their kids doing stuff like that, that is their business. But my son, absolutely not. I am trying to teach him to be a good person and to be a good man, to work with, to work from the foundation, from his heart and soul, to approach life with love, kindness, compassion, and respect. Okay, so, and also he had spent the night at someone's house, and, he has a med container, and it's detachable, so you can take the thing with you, right? It's portable. Well, it got lost because this same person had an episode, and the med container got lost. We found that one, and then he went to another sleepover with the second one, and now the second one got lost. And I'm like, where are the adults? Where are the adults? Why are the adults not taking the medication container, putting it away, and so that doesn't happen, And I had ordered a new pill container, and okay, I think I had said this. They said that it was delivered and signed for. It went to the wrong address and was signed by somebody else. I got an email from the company, and they said that the carrier told them that it got damaged in transit. I was like, oh, okay, so which is it? Somebody got a free pill box? Sorry, a free pill organizer? Or it was damaged in transit? But anyway, I got my money back, so, I'm having a stressful week. It's just one of those times in my life. But anyway, so with my son and the things that have been happening with him hanging out with this person and all this stuff, his attitude, his behavior, he's been not acting nicely. He's had an attitude. He's been very defiant and things like that, and that's unacceptable to me. He wants to have autonomy, but with autonomy becomes accountability, responsibility, communication, and things like that. And there are other things, that go along with this, but the basis of all that I'm saying is that when you are a teenager, right, you want to have autonomy. You want to be able to go places and do things and have, the ability to have that responsibility, okay? And we get that as adults. We understand that. We have been there. We have done that. The problem with this is that if you want autonomy and you want to do these things, you have to be responsible for your actions. You have to not give in to peer pressure. You have to communicate with your parents or your caregivers or whoever it is, because that was also an issue. He wasn't communicating while he was gone. And you need to set boundaries with people who are crossing certain boundaries, okay? And you definitely need to be accountable for yourself. You have to. You just have to, okay? That is part of growing up. That is part of becoming adult. becoming an adult, you take on responsibility. Okay? And so what happened is that last night, my mother and my son got into an argument, and it wasn't good. It was like 2 missiles. Okay? And I started to have a conversation with my son. And now I wanted him to tell me what he was truly thinking and feeling. Because if he doesn't tell me, I don't know. Sorry about the bugs. And he finally said a lot of things, but the one thing that came out of his mouth that was real honest truth was that it is hard growing up because of responsibility, of accountability, and all the rest that comes with it. You know, and I let him tell me what he needed to tell me, and I also let myself, hear him, and I was not judging him. I was using my DBT skills, active listening, okay? And he was also actively listening to me. And we had a great conversation, actually. He told me some things, and I was able to tell him some things. Now, the things that he told me were very insightful for me. It will make it a lot better, for me to know. I said, honey, sometimes when you're in it, you don't see it from somebody else's point of view. So when you point something out, I can say, oh, thank you for pointing that out to me. Now I can assess it, and then I can see what I can do differently so both of us can benefit from it and we're both happy. That's what being an adult is. You have a problem, you find a way to fix it, solve it, so you can move on. And I told him, thank you for telling me that. But there were some things that he said to me, like I don't know how to move on, and some other things. And I had to bare my soul to him. I had to show him a side of me that he has never seen before. My mother's seen it. Some counselors sometimes have seen some of it. Not many people have seen this side of me because it's the real raw side, okay? And I was going to wait till he was older to talk to him about some of these things, but God said that last night was the time. So last night was the time. And I told him why I have a hard time with letting things go, why I have certain issues that I have. And I talked about, I told him, remember when we went to the funeral? I said, remember the man that was sitting next to me with the hat on? I said, that was the person who sexually abused me. And I said, and he sat right next to me. And I said, did you see how everyone treated me as opposed to how they treated him? I said, he told everybody that I came on to him, that it was me. And I broke down in front of him. I'm not going to break down here. I'm going to keep it together. But I showed him. I showed him my pain. And I told him, when you are hurt like that, when you go through trauma like that, especially when you have a period of time with somebody who is supposed to protect you, who is supposed to love you, okay, and who is family, and then they do that to you, it hurts you to your soul. And I said, honey, some things you can never truly 100% get over. I said, this will be with me till the day I die. I said, I can learn how to live with it, learn how to manage how I feel about it. I said, but I will always carry this pain with me. And I told him, I want to let it go. I want it to be gone. I want it gone. But I can't. Because a part of me still loves this person. He is my uncle. And there are memories of good times. It's a hard thing. It really is. It's hard. That's the hard thing to say. I still love this person who did this to me, who hurt me, who violated me, who made me see the world as a place where people are always going to try to hurt me. And I let him see this. And I said, I'm doing the best that I can. I said, you have to understand, honey, I was 20 when I had you. I was just a baby. I didn't know what I was doing, and I didn't have a partner. I had Nana. It was just me. I didn't know what I was doing, and I did my best. And on top of it, you are a special needs child. I said, I have done the best that I can. I am not perfect. I have made mistakes. But those mistakes I have learned from, and that's all that I can do. I said, being a parent is hard. I said, but everything that I have ever done, I have done because I love you. And I hope that you can understand where I come from when you say you need to get over stuff. And I told him, when you have a trauma like that, when you've been through a trauma like that, that is a very ignorant thing to say to somebody. You can't get over it. In fact, going to that funeral made all those emotions come to the surface again. That's what it did. And I'm trying my hardest to manage it so I can move forward. I'm doing my best. But he saw, and this is just a very minimal of what came out, but I bared my soul to him. And I finally cracked through to him. I'm smiling because I'm happy about that. It's taken a long time. I've prayed to find a way to communicate with my son. Oh, sorry. These are happy tears. I have prayed to find a way to communicate to my son so he can understand more about me, because I know intellectually that what I've been through, he doesn't know about that. And I didn't get into gory details or anything. I just talked about like how it had an impact on me emotionally and mentally and all that stuff, and how all this time I've been doing everything I can to help myself, and I've been trying, and it's a long road. I said, but I'll be on this road for the rest of my life. And I'm just so happy that he finally heard me, and that I heard him, and that we talked about it. We had a conversation where we listened to each other. And it wasn't mom talking to son. It was Casey and Amanda talking and listening to each other. And I'm just so grateful for that. I'm so grateful. I never thought that that day would come. I had doubts. But I always have hope. Remember, in NAMI, we will never give up hope. So, I had never given up hope, but I thought that it might not happen, you know? So, anyway, in terms of like accountability and things like that, we're trying to, he's going to be more responsible for things like picking up after himself, making more meals for himself. He's capable of doing, certain things. Laundry, he takes the trash out and everything like that. Oh, I'm sorry. My nose is a little stuffy. I'm sorry. Those were happy tears that came out. That was me expressing joy. I was so happy. So, and also me setting boundaries with him and saying, listen, when I set boundaries with you, it is not to hinder your life. It is to let you know that you have to have boundaries. I have to show you boundaries. So when you are an adult, you are able to set boundaries for yourself regarding people, situations, whatever. Because as an adult, you do have to have boundaries. You got to learn how to stop yourself sometimes, so, and being accountable for things, all this stuff that I talked about, especially peer pressure. Oh my God, and another thing, friends was the other thing. I told him, the friends that you have now may not be the same friends that you have 10, 20, 30 years from now. You may have different friends. And sometimes you may know somebody, like when you were a teenager, maybe you hung out with them, maybe you didn't. And then you see them later in life, and then you become friends with them later in life. I said, you never know how life is going to go. It's unpredictable, But I said, you gotta really pay attention. I said, a friend will lift you up. A friend will be there for you. A friend will never let you fall. Okay? Anyone who makes you feel bad, who calls you names, who encourages you to not take your medicine and things like that, I said, somebody who does that is not your friend. That's going to hurt you. And I also am trying to instill in him, when you make choices, okay, your choices are yours and yours alone. So every choice you make dictates how your life turns out. So you need to really think about what you're doing, who you're hanging out with, and really be aware of that, because I asked him, what kind of person do you want to be? What do you want to be? And he said he wanted to be a good man. And I said, that's all I've ever wanted for you, baby. I said, I want you to be happy and healthy, and I want you to be a good man. That's it. That's all I want for you, because I love you. And I hope that I can do that for you. I hope I can help you to that place. So, to end this, he told me, school-wise, that he wants to learn how to fix, like, game systems and things like that. I think it would fall under IT. I'm not entirely sure about that whole world, but that's what he came to me and told me. And I think they have sets of classes that he can take and whatnot. So once I am able to communicate with his teacher, as it gets closer and closer to school, I can talk to her about that. I'm sure we'll have meetings and everything, and we will discuss that. And I'm so proud of him for thinking about that and all that. The other thing is, I told him that that I want him to get involved in something. So whether it be a sport, a club, it could be, I don't know, Boy Scouts, it could be a self-defense course, it could be gymnastics, it could be anything. I told him I want him to pick 5 things that he's interested in, and then we'll narrow it down to one thing, and that's what he will do. Because I told him experiences are what life is all about, and I want you to have these experiences now, so you have a chance. Well, it's easier because it's a lot easier when you're younger to do these types of things. As we all know as adults, right? It's harder. It's a bit harder once you become an adult. So I'm trying to encourage that in him, to get out there and put himself out there, and, because I don't want him to have regrets of, oh, I shoulda, or I wish I had tried that. I wish I don't want him to have that, because I have some of those. And so, oh, do you guys like my earrings? I decided today to put my earrings in because I was feeling horrible. I've had a stressful week, and I was trying to make myself feel better. But I felt that I felt compelled to make this video because I know so many people, regardless of what's going on in the world right now, okay, there are so many parents and people like me who are trying to navigate with their children, whether they are minor or adult children, in this world with special needs, and it can be very, very difficult, and it's hard. It really is. And I just want to contribute. I just want to contribute my part and just let everybody out there know that, it's a hard road, and I understand. And I get it when other people don't understand our children, and they have a lack of understanding and a lack of human decency towards our kids. And also other kids being the way that they choose to be and act the way that they choose to act and things like that. I understand that. If you followed me, then you know what I'm talking about. And I am with you. I pray every day, and just keep the faith. Never stop giving up hope, and always love your kids no matter what, and just keep moving forward. That's all you can do. Whatever anyone else says, that's their problem. You love your kids fiercely, and you fight for them fiercely, and you advocate for them fiercely, and you raise them fiercely. And if you ever feel bad or guilty or anything, just remember you are doing the best that you can. There is no instruction manual, and if you ever need that help, okay, you pray. Your answers will come to you. You just have to be patient, but they will come to you. They might come to you in the form of a thought, and you might be watching a television show, and something might happen. You're like, oh, there's the answer. You never know. That's my advice. So, all right. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for sticking with me and being here for me. And I love you guys. You're my family. You're my family. I love you so much. I'm in pain right now, but I needed to make this video. I needed to tell you guys this. So, all right. I will keep you updated with the other stuff. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here with me. Excuse me. My nose is so stuffy. And please, please be safe out there. Please be kind to one another. Please spread love, spread joy, spread kindness. And, you know, just peace and love out there. Spread it everywhere. All right. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.